It's time for TV Skywriter. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to TV Skywriter. I'm Pat Murray, your host. I ordinarily am on here talking about the Durham Skywriter, Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. But today, with TV Skywriter, I'm talking about health. Diabetes. Here's my guest, wonderful guest. She is Valerie Zollicoffer, a nurse, an LPN, who works with the Community Health Coalition. Welcome to the show, Val.
Thank you, Patricia, for having me. Thank you so much.
Well, Carmelita Spicer told me about you.
Yeah, she does the public relations and marketing for the Community Health Coalition.
Okay, so she told me about you.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, we've got to talk about this series, 6-week series of workshops, free workshops.
Yes. Really actually, it's going to start this Thursday, September the 1st, and it's called Each One Teach One, Train a Trainer. It's a diabetes self-management class. And like you said, it's 6 weeks and it is free. So what we're doing, we're trying to educate the community, people with diabetes, people with pre-diabetes, family members of people that have diabetes to come in and get information to help empower the families. With the summer getting ready to end, we encourage when you go to family reunions, church outings, bring up and have a conversation about diabetes so we can actually be advocates for one another and help spread the word how serious this is. And I'm not just a spokesperson, I actually live with diabetes as well.
Oh, wow.
So this near and dear to my heart, this class that we have.
Okay. Now, from what I understand, I don't know a lot about diabetes, but I know that there's 2 different types. It seems that the names have changed. They used to be called juvenile diabetes and adult. Can you tell me which kind is being addressed?
Well, we're actually talking about type 2 diabetes. The juvenile diabetes you're talking about is actually type 1, where the person may not make any insulin at all. Type 2, we still make insulin, but it's not enough to control our blood sugars. But we can as well touch on type 1 diabetes because we do have a pharmacist that will be coming in. Well, let me kind of back up a little bit. During the 6-week sessions, we talk about what diabetes is, the different types, the signs and symptoms. We do have a nutritionist that will be there every session to teach us what foods to eat, what to stay away from, and how to cook different things and actually go shopping. We have a pharmacist that comes in that can go over the medication that the doctors may prescribe for each individual, according to what's going on with their situation. And then we also, as we're trying to do the full body, we have an exercise instructor that comes in. So at the end, about 2 to 3 of the sessions, when we close out, we all close out doing exercises because that's part of helping keeping your blood sugar at a normal range as well. So we have a lot of different things incorporated in this 6 weeks, and it's really exciting. It's a safe environment, so you can be open. It's confidential. So, if you want to speak out and you have some questions, we want people to feel relaxed and at home, because if you don't ask questions, you won't find out the information that we have available and that you need to share with someone, family members, friends, coworkers, anybody. So we make it safe, friendly. We joke around, have a good time while we're still learning and educating the community.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question that's based in childhood.
Okay.
When you're a kid, you're eating candy and whatnot, and people say, if you don't stop eating so much candy, you're going to get diabetes. Is that how you get diabetes?
No, it's not from candy. It's actually from the body not being able to break down the carbohydrates in the body. Usually your
blood sugar. That includes sugar?
Yeah, it includes sugar because carbohydrates break down into sugar. And then complex sugars, simple sugars, like in candy, that ain't nothing but sugar baked up looking pretty, but it's the way the body metabolizes the sugar. And I think our parents told us that because they didn't want us to have a mouth full of cavities too.
Oh, okay. So basically, if your body is not making enough insulin breaks down the sugar?
That breaks down the sugar. And if your body's not producing enough, that means your sugar level's constantly rising and there's nothing to bring it down. So that's what the insulin does, help bring that sugar level down.
And if it doesn't come down, then you have a stroke?
Well, you can go into different issues. It can affect your eyes. It can affect different areas of your body, your organs, your kidneys, your circulation. if it's not caught in time, so it's really complex. If it's not caught and addressed, it can cause you, some people wind up on dialysis because of diabetes.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. Because the kidneys stop functioning and can't filter out. So, yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming, I might be wrong, that people who have been diagnosed with diabetes will want to sign up for this free 6-week wonderful workshop series at CARE downtown.
Yes.
NC. But what about people who are curious? I mean, is there a type of person who gets diagnosed with diabetes? I mean, going back to childhood again, it was always assumed that you would have to be overweight.
That can be a factor, but it's basically, it could be hereditary, if your parents or family members have diabetes.
My grandmother had diabetes.
Did she?
And she lost her leg.
Did she? From probably some circulatory issues. But diabetes is not a stranger to anyone. It will grab anyone. Your weight can be a factor. Mostly your diet. What we ingest in our bodies can put us at a high risk factor. If we really, like I said, if it runs in your family, overweight, and just a slew of different little things, but it's no specter of person. I put it like that. Anybody can have diabetes, but the key is to recognize what's going on and get some assistance.
Okay, so if you're curious, and suppose like you have diabetes in the family, maybe you're a little overweight, maybe you eat a lot of sugar. I'm not talking about myself necessarily.
Okay.
But anyway, is there a test, some kind of comprehensive test that you can take if you're curious?
Yes, I would advise that you talk to your physician. Tell them your concerns, and if you're having any symptoms like frequent urination, excessive hunger, weight loss, weight gain.
I thought it was excessive thirst. Is excessive hunger?
You could be, because you're constantly hungry. You're going to the bathroom all the time, and you want to drink something.
Okay.
So it can teeter totter, but there is a test. They can do a fasting glucose, which is where they check your blood sugar to see where you're at that particular time. Okay. Also, the hemoglobin A1C that I mentioned earlier is a test that checks what your blood sugar has been running 3 months ahead.
Okay.
So that'll give the doctor a better picture. And it's very important that we tell and share with our doctors family history. Medical history is very important, because that can clue in and tie things together when you have your office visit. So yes, I would suggest they go ahead and talk to their physician about that test.
Okay, now what should low-income people do? Very often low-income people, when you say go to your doctor, they might not have a doctor. So what should they do if they're curious and they're kind of wondering if maybe they might be developing diabetes?
I would suggest, if they don't have a primary care physician, when you hear about health fairs, they do these screenings. Go get your blood sugar checked, and then they may have some additional resources. Even your local health department, go down there and talk to somebody, get some information, let them know your concerns. There's information for you to read about. You can also go on the ADA website, American Diabetes Association, but I prefer people go talk to somebody in person, especially if you have a concern, And
I guess I shouldn't have said low income, because that could be uninsured people too.
Right. Well, the local health department or your local community center, the Community Health Coalition, give them a call and see if they can help. At least check your sugar, or give you some resources where somebody will be able to check your blood sugar and give you some resources to follow up. Because we don't want to just check your blood sugar and say, hey, yeah, it's high. We want to give you additional information to follow through.
So there's no do-it-yourself like the pregnancy test where you can go to the Dollar Tree.
I mean, they may have some things, but if you think about it, you do it yourself, you still don't have an answer. You know what I'm saying? You still don't have that conversation. You may have a number, but what do you do with the number?
Okay.
Yeah.
And Walter in the audience, he was pointing out that fructose is not good, and it's in a lot of foods and drinks. Yes. I suppose that's the sweet syrupy.
That's the natural sweet syrupy sugars. Fructose and all is a whole bunch of anything with toast in it, TOSC at the end, that's sugar. Now, a lot of things we eat have natural sugar in it, like our vegetables, like we have starchy vegetables that may break down into sugar, and then our fruits have their natural sugar. So they're going to naturally be sweet. But if we add extra sugar, like when we make those pies and stuff, we add a little sugar on top of sugar.
Yeah.
So you're making a sugar sandwich right there. But yes, we should, watch the different things and read the labels. And that's one thing our nutritionist does. She helps us read labels on the food. So you know how much sugar, you know how much carbohydrates, are in the certain foods that we eat.
So are some sugars worse than others? I know you were talking about natural sugars, but I mean in terms of, the fake sugars,
it's still kind of.
What is that fake sugar?
What
It
are you
tastes
talking
like stevia that tastes like sugar, but it's not.
Yeah, it's still kind of up in the air with that.
Yeah.
So there's really no stay away or, but I would I would touch base with my doctor if I want to use it, and see what they say, honestly, to be on the safe side.
Here's a question from the audience now. Ellen Ann was asking, or rather she was saying that she has met people that are diabetic, but they can't even afford the needles or things that they need to manage their diabetes. So I know we're talking about Durham, North Carolina, but is there some kind of general information for people across the country who are low income, but they are diabetic, need needles?
What I would do is get in touch with my local health department, see if they can help me. Also, you can there are different websites like needymeds.com that will help you with your medication based on your income. Needymeds.com.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Okay. Needymeds.com. Do they only deal with diabetes or other?
No, it's a big array by company, the manufacturer of the different medications. And there's an application that you fill out and you have your doctor fill it out and they go by your income. And sometimes you're able to get the medication for free. I would also check with the American Diabetes Association on their website to see if they have partnered with some companies that would be able to help with syringes and so forth. And your local pharmacy, talk to them and see if they may have some programs within the pharmacy that's available to help get the supplies.
Okay, because we have I can't remember the name right now, and I'm glad that I'm mentioning it so I can put it in the Durham Skywriter. But there is a pharmacy on the north end of town, and they give away vitamins. I mean, like every month you can get a month's worth of vitamins. And I would suppose that type of pharmacy might also
that would be a good research. Is that Gurley's? I'm not sure. Is that Gurley's pharmacy?
It's off of Duke. It's off of Duke.
Off of Duke Street?
Yeah. It's in the same neighborhood. Actually, it's in the same neighborhood as the Community Health Coalition. It's around there somewhere. Because I was taking my godmother to get some medications, and they gave me some vitamins, and they said, "Oh, come back in a month and get some more."
Really?
Yeah. I'll let you know. I'll look it up and let you know.
Yeah, that would be great because that's another avenue. And if they're doing that, I'm pretty sure they have some resources for people that can't afford their syringes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was told that sometimes you can ask your doctor that they get a lot of samples.
Yes, it depends what type of facility it is, private or community-based facility, because a lot of the practices don't do samples anymore, which is a downside where you can't really help the community. But I would ask, and if they tell me no, I say, okay, well, who do you know will be able to help me with the syringes or medications?
I'm glad you asked that question, Ellen. That was awesome. I want to tell you something, Val, that happened to a friend of mine. She was overweight. The doctor said, if you don't lose weight immediately, you're going to get diabetes. So she started walking every day. Her diet, no sugar, no bread, no ice cream.
I know.
I mean, and then she joined the group. It's like AA.
Oh, okay.
For food addicts. Because she said that she was emotionally attached to food. Okay. So she got it under control.
That's great.
I'm not lying. She lost half of her weight.
Really?
She's slim now, literally.
Wow. So it can be done.
Yeah, and she's older than I am, and I'm 60. And she, you know, people say after a certain age you can't lose weight. She did it.
You can. You can.
And so now she's in no danger of getting diabetes.
Great.
And she's thrilled because now she can play on the floor with her new granddaughter, which she didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So,
wonderful.
so
Yeah,
Ellen says we're breaking up.
we're breaking up.
I hope not, but let's just keep going.
Okay.
Okay. So Sadie
Okay.
says we're okay. All right.
Okay.
So apparently you can lose weight and you can
Yes.
avoid diabetes, right?
Yes, you can. And like I said, it's all about like what your friend did, really getting motivated and sticking to your guns, cutting out what's going to hurt your body. It's not an easy thing, but it's something that you have to do in order to survive and to prevent any further complications. Like I said, diabetes can affect your eyes, it can affect your circulation, it can affect your kidneys, it can affect your heart. So
Right.
it's a really serious thing, and we just need to grab hold to it, not be afraid of it, because when you get the information, then you say, oh, well, that's why I understand the doctor wants me to lose weight, because he don't want pressure and increase your blood pressure. You can
Exactly.
develop hypertension behind having diabetes, and it just a slew of different things. So once you get the information, you're more empowered to take care of yourself and your family members. And like I said, share the information with the community, because if you look at the numbers, diabetes is fastly growing, even in our young children, because of the lack of exercise, the diet that they have, so we can take control of it, but
Yeah,
we just have to be willing.
I watched a documentary about a Native American community, and they were all overweight, it seemed, and their diabetes was off the charts. Off the
Wow.
charts. They were suddenly not active because they were, I guess they'd had their land taken away from them, and they were just kind of living sad lives and gaining weight like crazy. So,
Yeah.
would you say that everyone who's overweight should assume that they might get diabetes if they don't lose weight, or am I taking that out of
Well,
context?
not just everyone that's overweight. You don't have to be overweight to have diabetes.
Okay.
Like I said, if it's hereditary,
Okay.
just on your diet itself, you can be slim and trim and still wind up with diabetes. So I wouldn't just say if you're
Oh,
overweight,
okay.
anybody's at risk for diabetes.
So you need to check your diet for sure.
Yes, you got to check your diet for sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as this 6-week workshop, again, it's going to be at CARE downtown,
Yes.
starting on Thursdays. It's going to be every Thursday starting September 1st, early evening. So you want people to sign up by Tuesday, right? This coming Tuesday.
Yes, by August 30th, they can call the Community Health Coalition. And if it's okay, I'll give that number.
Sure.
It's 919-470-8680. And then also we have an email that you can sign up as well and register. And that's healthcoali @gmail.com. And leave your information and phone number so we can contact you and get you registered and let you know where it's going to be, the location, like you said, at CARE.
And CARE is downtown at 214 Broadway Street.
Yeah, 214 Broadway Street. The classes will start from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. And with it being evening hours, we will serve a little light dinner. Yes, because I mean, it's a long day. Some people may be coming from work or school or whatever have you. And we know you need to eat. So we want to keep you nourished so the brain will be functioning and you'll be able to take in all the information that we're giving you.
Wonderful.
So we just encourage everybody to come out.
Do you have everything all figured out week to week, or is it still under production?
It is. We have a booklet that all the participants will get, and each week is outlined what we're going to be talking about. So if you want to read ahead, you're welcome to do that, and everybody will be on the same page. And at the end of the 6 weeks, we give out certificates. We have like a little end of the session little gathering where we have a nice little spread and give our little thank yous for participating, because we really appreciate the participation, because it helps us get the word out, through the community. And we take pictures and, we put it up on the Community Health Coalition website. So it's really wonderful. It's really a good time for everyone.
Well, I'm a little frustrated because here we are, we're online.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're live doing this show, and yet we have access to so much information with the internet, and yet the instances of people getting diabetes, you say, are growing.
Mm-hmm.
So are they not getting information, or have they given up? I mean, what's the problem here?
I don't know if they're not looking for the information, number one, because we search the web, but we're not looking for health stuff. If you want to be real about it, we're looking for everything else but. And when you do go to the websites, we need to go to reputable websites like the American Diabetes Association. WebMD is a good one. And also, besides the website, talk to someone. I prefer, I'm a one-on-one person or group. I prefer ask me the questions. If I don't have the answer, I can get to one of the doctors and ask them. So the information's out there, but we have to go get it.
I suspect that a lot of people are like me. They're they're retaining information from childhood, and I mean, I obviously am misinformed about certain things. I just demonstrated today, and I think a lot of people, if they're like me and they just don't know any better, maybe they really do need to read up on this and get educated, especially if someone in their family is affected.
Yeah, especially if you have someone in your family with diabetes or even a coworker and you want to know more. And this class is not just for people that are diabetics and pre-diabetics. If you just want to come out to get the information because you're curious, like you say, it's free. It's 6 weeks. We ask that you be committed for the 6 weeks. Come on out and get that information. Like you said, we grew up with a lot of childhood things that weren't so correct. But this is the age of knowledge. So, come on out and get the information that's available. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. So the next best thing is me coming knocking on your door saying, hey, you need some information. I mean, come on out, and
how many people, how many people can you accommodate, and can whole families come? Or maybe not whole families, but like, maybe like the adults in the family, maybe 2 or 3 people.
We're trying to accommodate at least 30 people. And if we need to do further accommodations, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do that as well. If family like a mother and their husband or grandparent want to come or whatever, we can accommodate. It's not restricted to any person. We just want people to come out to get the information.
And do you have any way of taking care of children if they say we can't drop the kids off, we have to bring them with us?
I'll have to look into that right now. I don't, but it may be something I can talk to the Community Health Coalition and Ms. Carmelita about, something to look into if that's an issue.
Sometimes it holds people back, the fact that they pick up their kids and they can't leave without them.
Well, I mean, it's something to look at, and I'm pretty sure we'd be able to work out something. But I would have to get back to you about that, honestly.
Okay. And one more question. We didn't talk about this in advance, so this might be out of the blue, but I have to ask. We have a large, growing Hispanic population, and I'm wondering, because sometimes their diets are not very healthy. Okay. So I was actually asking, we do have a large, growing Hispanic population, and I know they have health issues as well.
Right.
And I'm wondering, are the health agencies starting to get in gear and preparing to deal with the Spanish-speaking population?
I would say yes, because we do get information in Spanish as well to hand out to clients. Wonderful. So I would say yes, we're on the move. Even the current doctor's offices and the local health departments do have English, Spanish, and they may have another language as well because of the growing population. We know we need the material to be readily available. So yeah.
Exactly. So let's recap. So we really want people to turn out. You can accommodate, you said 30 people.
Yes.
For the 6-week free. Free. Okay. And it's called Each One Teach One, Train the Trainer. It's for people who are diabetic.
Yes.
Pre-diabetic, and those who want to learn about diabetes and who are willing, hopefully, to share this information with loved ones, coworkers, and maybe even strangers on the bus.
That's correct. And we will be asking all the participants at the end of the 6 weeks to actually do that. We're going to have them sign saying, okay, I'm going to get this information and I will share it. And we will give them booklets to actually hand out. Somebody may meet on the street that has diabetes, or, just talking in general, where you can give that information to someone. And then maybe the next class, the next go round, that person will be encouraged to come and participate in the class as well. But wonderful. Yes, we're gonna make them. That's what's called train the trainer. We're giving you the information so you can spread it and share it with a family member or friend to encourage them to come get the additional information and tell them about your experience. That's what we want. We want people to go out and tell them, how was the class? Was it informative? Did you feel like you were in a safe setting? Did you feel like your questions were answered? Feel like the instructors were knowledgeable, and if you're not in a comfort zone, you won't feel like you can express yourself. And any question is an excellent question. Some people, like you say, are afraid to ask questions because, they'll think I'm, silly or something. But that's not the case. We want you to ask, because if you don't ask, we don't know what you need.
I understand.
So we just encourage. I'm really hoping everybody come on out. You'll enjoy yourself. I'm a pretty good instructor. We have a good time.
Because I really enjoy talking with you.
Well, thank you.
So how do they sign up? And they need to do so by this Tuesday.
Yes, by this Tuesday, they can call the Community Health Coalition at 919-470-8680, or they can go to the website, which is healthcoali, COALI @gmail.com, and sign up and get registered. And come on down to CARE. We're there from 5:30 to 8. We will be serving a little light dinner and, some refreshments. So just know it's a health class. So you will be eating healthy, so we can teach you how to, go out and eat and still enjoy yourself. And it's one step at a time. And, it's really a great opportunity to meet more people in the community and get well informed.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Valerie Zollicoffer, for being on the show. So, folks, you know what to do. And those of you who are watching, and Don John's here and Tachi's here, we can hang out afterwards. But first, I will say goodbye to our audience. And I do want to thank you so much, Valerie Zollicoffer, for being on the show.
Well, thank you, Ms. Patricia. Right. It was a pleasure. And I really appreciate this opportunity to speak to the community. This is new for me. I've never done it like this before, but it's really awesome. Very awesome. And I really appreciate it on behalf of the Community Health Coalition for giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, you know what to do. And don't forget to read Durham, North Carolina's online community paper, the Durham Skywriter, at durhamskywriter.com. So I'll end the show here and then we'll hang out.
Okay.
Ciao for now.